Hare Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Samyukta Mataji, Sapan Prabhu, Venera Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining today. Is it audible? Clear, na?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Dandavat Pranams. Audible, right? Clear, na?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Actually, today is Ekadashi. In US, already done. It's in the morning. In India, still in Ekadashi time. So let us do 2 rounds. Then some other devotees will join and we'll start reading. Okay? So let us do 2 rounds. Ekadashi, Vijaya Ekadashi. So I wish and pray for all of you successfully practice in the path of Prema Bhakti, pure devotional service. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jate. It's in the Guru Vandana. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jate. Avidya. What is that avidya? Ignorance. Ignorance means bodily concept of life. Thinking body is the permanent. So we have to sincerely practice the path of bhakti, so that Krishna's mercy always there. Actually, his mercy is always there. He's waiting for us when this soul turns towards to me. He's always looking for us, actually. So let us do 2 rounds of japa. How is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Sapan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, you have beads, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Sapan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, I have, but I'm working PST hours, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhu. Okay, you can hear anyway. So we'll do 2 rounds of japa, then we'll start reading. Okay? Yes. I'm getting my beads. Just a second. Yeah, let us do. Yeah, Vanilla Mataji, Samyukta Mataji, let us do 2 rounds. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and start chanting. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram,
Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम
Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Rama Hare Krishna
हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम
Krishna 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
राम हरे हरे
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
हरे
Krishna
राम हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
राम
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Krishna Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Okay, thank you very much for chanting, all of us. Yes, let us begin with Mangalacharana prayers and start reading. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं साभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचिः श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु. Thank you again. So actually I'm sitting in front of this temple. I'm sharing this darshan. You can take blessings from these deities. Okay, and then we'll start. श्री गौरनिता की जय, श्री राधा गोपालन की जय, राधा कुंज विहारी राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा देवी की जय, कृष्ण बलराम की जय, छोटा गोपाल नंद गोपाल की जय, छोटा गौरनिता की जय, लक्ष्मण सिंह की जय, पंच तत्व की जय, षड गोस्वामी की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरुदेव की जय, निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. So today we are starting chapter 3. Wonderful chapter. Actually, every chapter is Srila Prabhupada books are all wonderful. Small books are especially is nectar is sharing in the form of purports. So I'm sharing my screen. Just a minute. Toward a peaceful society. That is a chapter. Yeah, we have done so far 2 chapters of this book. Elevation to Krishna consciousness. The titles itself, so creatively put Srila Prabhupada. Elevation to Krishna consciousness, the path of perfection, Krishna consciousness, the matchless gift, beyond birth and death, coming back, and easy journey to other planets. So one of the devotees' qualities, creativity. Creativity is one of the devotee quality. So Srila Prabhupada is a Parama Vaishnava and a Paramahamsa Bhagavata devotee and pure devotee of Supreme Lord. He know how to attract, conditioned souls. So nicely, right? These books, the titles itself attracts a lot, Elevation to Krishna consciousness, easy journey to other planets, coming back, beyond birth and death, the perfect questions and perfect answers. So these books are we already done. I mean, since the last few months, we have read all these small books. Perfect questions and perfect answers. What is the other book? Krishna consciousness, the matchless gift. Very nice. So let us read this chapter. Okay. Who are here now? Samyukta Madhavi, please start.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. And you are the regular student, Madhavi. All these books are already with us since few months. I really appreciate your time and spending on Srila Prabhupada books. So please continue to motivate us.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes. Chapter 3, Toward a Peaceful Society. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram iti abhidhiyate etad yo veti tam prahu kshetragna iti tad vidaha.
The Supreme Lord said this body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Bhagavata 13.2, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is
Instructing
instructing Arjuna
Arjuna.
about
the
the knowledge of
Kshetra.
Kshetra and
Kshetrajna.
Kshetrajna.
Kshetra.
Kshetra reverse the field, which is the body, and
Kshetrajna.
Kshetrajna refers the knower of the
Field.
field, who is the individual soul if land in the bee.
Is to
Is to be qualified,
cultivated.
there must
Be
be some cultivator, and if this body which is likened into a field is
to be
to be cultivated, there must be a proprietor
who
who can cultivate it. Now we have these.
Yes,
Doesn't
Prabhuji.
okay. She is ఇక్కడ వరకు ఇది freedom. Highlight చేసిన వరకు సరిపోయింది.
Material body.
Now
We have these material bodies, and it is our duty to cultivate them properly. That cultivation is called akarma or work. A person may come to our place with a who to cultivate land, or he may come to simply drink coffee or tea. We have been given this
particular
type of body, a cultivate and to attain required sense objects according to our desires. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Smriti ki jai ho. Thank you so much.
Mataji ki jai.
Her interest in reading is really amazing.
Yeah, Mataji, whenever I sit for reading Mataji, she'll come to me and she said, I'll read.
But
Yeah,
really, her interest is really appreciable, Mataji. For you supporting her, she's, reading the words before than you. That is, the eagerness is really.
yeah, amazing. Correct. The eagerness is amazing. Correct.
Yes, Mataji.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Congratulations, Smriti. Krishna is with you. Okay. Yeah. You can continue, Mataji, from this.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. This body is a gift from God. God is very kind, and if someone wants something from him, he allows it. All right, he says, take this. His relationship to us is just like the relationship of a father to a son. The son may insist upon getting something from the father, and the father may try to convince him that what he wants is not for his good, saying, my dear son, don't touch this. This is not good for you. But when the boy insists upon it, the father will allow him to have it. The affectionate father gives the son just what he wants. Similarly, the Supreme Father gives his sons and daughters just what they want. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that all beings in all species of life are his children. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavati ya tasham brahma mahatyonir aham bija pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Bhagavad Gita 14.4. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, okay. Couple of points. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Prabhupada starts with this wonderful verse from the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, second verse. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram iti abhidhiyate. Etad yo vetitam prahu kshetrajna iti tadvidah. So the Supreme Lord said, this body, O son of Kunti, is called the field. And one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Kshetra, kshetrajna, two important words. Kshetra is a body. Kshetrajna, knower of the body. In our bodies, what is the knower of the body? Soul. Soul. And that can be super soul also. Kshetra, kshetrajna. In our bodies, two personalities there. Individual soul there, super soul is there. And the individual soul and super soul can be called as kshetrajna, who is the knower of the bodies. But super soul is all the bodies. He is the knower of all the bodies. Where kshetrajna, individual soul, knower of this particular body. So here, Prabhupada writes, if land is to be cultivated, there must be some cultivator. And if this body, which is likened unto a field, is to be cultivated, there must be a proprietor who can cultivate it. Now we have these material bodies. It is our duty to cultivate them properly. These are the Prabhupada statements. How to cultivate? That cultivation is called akarma. What is that akarma? You all know, right? That cultivation is called akarma, or work. A person may come to our place with a hue to cultivate land, or he may come to simply drink coffee or tea. We have been given this particular type of body to cultivate and to attain required sense objects according to our desires. So the cultivation is called akarma. Prabhupada specifically write akarma. All the activities center around Krishna called akarma. All the activities center around Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center and work on it. Our jobs, our family. So all this, manasa, vacha, karmana, whatever we do. So these are the activities creating. Every second, every minute, we are creating activities, creating karma. Manasa, vacha, karmana. With our mind, with our body, and with our tongue. Right? So if we center around Krishna, manasa, vacha, karmana, it's called Trikarana Shuddhi. Yeah, wonderful word. Trikarana Shuddhi. What is that Trikarana Shuddhi? Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. If we keeping Krishna in the center and work on it, it's going to be cleanse these contaminations of material life. See, what is the material life? Karma, sakarma, vikarma. Then there is another karma called akarma. Center around Krishna. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, Trikarana Shuddhi. If we work according to Krishna's will, according to Krishna's instructions, that's beautify our life. Yes, that beautify. How can it's going to be beautify our life? Because now we all are impure, just like the fresh raindrop coming from the cloud touches on the mud, contaminated. Our original consciousness, Prabhupada many times writes this one. We have to awaken the dormant Krishna consciousness within our hearts. How can it is possible? Through the method of spiritual practices. What is that spiritual practice? Chanting the holy names of the Lord. Cheto Darpanamarjanam. Cheto Darpanamarjanam is a muddy state. So muddy states to becoming clear state. How can we do that? Chant the holy names. That can take us, that can clear all these contaminations of our it can clear. Simple. With the holy names, we can be purified. Prabhupada writes here, see, this body is a gift from God. This body is a gift from God. God is very kind. And if someone wants something from him, he allows it. All right, he says, take this. His relationship to us is just like the relationship of a father to a son. The son may insist upon getting something from father, and father may try to convince him that he wants is not for his good. Saying, my dear son, don't touch this. This is not good for you. But when the boy insists upon it, the father will allow him to have it. The affectionate father gives the son just what he wants. Similarly, the Supreme Father gives his sons and daughters just what they want. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that all beings in all species are his children. Aham bija pratapita. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murteya sambhavantiya tasham brahma mahadionir aham bija pratapita. Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving. He is our eternal father. How can we understand? He is our eternal father. This is the verse. Aham bija pradapita. I am the seed giving father. Of course, we have our material father. Our material father also provides all the facilities to us, right? As children of his. Just like Krishna also providing all the material resources, all these material resources to live life. So we have to understand who is our eternal father, and accordingly we have to work on his instructions. Satatam kirtayanto mama yatantasya bhagavata. Always remember Krishna, never forgets. Satatam kirtayanto mama. Right? So this is what two verses. Prabhupada had taken two verses from Bhagavad Gita to start with this chapter. Right? First, to understand body. Within the body, there are two personalities, individual soul, super soul. And then, who is our father is establishing knowledge. Our eternal father is Supreme Lord Krishna. So let us continue from this paragraph. Okay, so yes. Swapna Matadi, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mother.
In this material world, the mother, Prakriti, which is material nature, supplies us with the body, and the Supreme Father impregnates this matter with living souls. There is an erroneous theory current that only human beings have souls and that other living entities do not. But we understand from Vedic authority that there are over 8 million species of bodies, including plants and trees, and that they all have souls, otherwise they would not be able to develop and grow. In this verse, Sri Krishna claims that all living entities, regardless of the forms they take in this material world, are his sons, and that they are related to him as a son. He is related to his father. This Krishna consciousness is especially meant for understanding the position of the soul and its relationship with God. Prabhuji, can you spell the first word, Prabhuji?
Kshetragyam.
Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetresu bharata kshetra kshetragnya norjanmam
Jnanam.
yat
Kshetragyayor jnanam.
norjnanam yattaj jnanam matam mama. O swan of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. And to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. That is my opinion. If we meditate upon this body and study whether or not we are actually the body, we will come to the conclusion that we are Kshetragnya, the knower of body, but not the body. If we study our finger and consider whether or not we are the finger, we will come to the conclusion that we are not the finger or any part of the body, but that the finger, the arms, the legs, the head, etc. are our fingers, arms, legs, etc. In this way, we can come to the conclusion that we are not these bodies, but the bodies belongs to us. Therefore, we say, this is my body. Unfortunately, people in this modern civilization never stop to inquire what they are or who they are. They are simply laboring hard, working hard all day in an office or factory under the impression that I am this body. And if we ask people who they are, they reply, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Swedish, I am an American, I am Christian, etc. There are various identifications or designations of the body. But the fact is that we are not these bodies. The body is simply the field of our activities. We are no more the body than the cultivator of a field is the field.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhupada taken up another verse from Bhagavad Gita. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetragya jnanam yat jnanam matam mama. O Siyana Bharata, You should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. How can he know? Because he is situated as a super soul. And to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. That is my opinion. And understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. That means we have to understand our body. First, we have to understand what is the body, what is the soul, right? So, yes. Okay, bro. Yeah. So that's what it is. So, Kshetragyam Chapimam Vidhi. So that means we have to understand the position of the Supreme Lord. Thus, Krishna consciousness is especially meant for understanding the position of the soul and its relationship with the God. We have to understand what is my connection with Super Soul or Krishna, right? So this is what it is. So how many species we have? This is, of course, number is okay. 8,400,000 species of bodies, according to a person's desire. Tree is a person, right? Tree is a person. Fish is a person. Lion is a person. Living entity, right? So in this material world, the mother Prakriti, which is material nature, supplies us with the body, right? Body. How can we understand this material nature? Bhumi rapo nalovayu khammano buddhirevacha. These are the elements created by Krishna. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All the bodies having this, right? All the bodies, including trees, plants, insects, made up of this material energy, including us. So we have to understand the purpose of life, especially human life, is meant for self-realization, atata brahma jigyasa, because we have a developed intelligence compared to lower species of life. So let us continue from here. Yes. Sapan Prabhu, please read.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. There are different kinds of bodies and different activities in accordance to the different types of bodies. A dog enjoys one kind of activity, a cat enjoys another, and a human enjoys another. There are differences of activities due to differences of body. When we come to the platform of truth, however, and understand that we are not these bodies, then our activities change from material activities to spiritual activities. As long as we are operating under the bodily conception of life, our activities are material. But as soon as we understand, I do not belong to this body, Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit soul, our activities will be in accordance to that realization. That is to say that they will cease to be motivated from the material or bodily platform. Knowledge of our proper identity as separate from the body is real knowledge. But the knowledge is denied as long as we cling to the bodily identification. In the scriptures, it is said that as long as we are in this bodily conception of life, all our activities will be defeated. A child is born into ignorance, and if as he grows older, he remains under the bodily conception of life. He lives in darkness. His position is that of a Shudra. In the Vedic literature, we find that in this age, everyone is born a Shudra. Therefore, everyone requires to be educated as to his real identity. If, however, we remain satisfied with our birth by our father and mother, we'll remain in our condition as Shudra. We have to rise to the Brahminical platform by following the purificatory process. As mentioned before, there are 4 basic characteristics of an impure life: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. According to the Vedic principle, sex should not be indulged in outside of marriage. In human society, there is therefore a system of marriage which distinguishes us from the cats and dogs. Whether we are Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, we acknowledge the system of marriage. The purpose of the system is to avoid illicit sex. According to Vedic system, the intoxication is also discouraged, nor is meat eating advocated for human beings. For human beings should be non-violent. We have been given sufficient grains that if we do not eat meat, we will be undernourished. Some people argue that if we do not eat meat, we will be undernourished. But we can see that the students of this Krishna conscious movement have given up meat and are very healthy, whereas people who are eating meat are still, despite their meat eating, subject to so many diseases, unhealthy conditions. Gambling is also discouraged because it simply agitates the mind. Then this This then is a purificatory process by which one can become a Brahmana. The path is open to everyone. A Brahmana is one who is truthful, pure, tolerant, and simple, full of knowledge and faith in God. He can control his mind and his senses also. At the present moment, there is great necessity for Brahmanas because almost everyone is a Shudra. For almost everyone is wholly engaged in maintaining the body, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. All symptoms of animals and Shudras. Society cannot be peaceful unless there are four divisions of human beings functioning in harmony with one another. These four divisions are comprised of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. These are discussed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in this way. Chaturvarnyam Mayastritam Gunakarma Vibhagacha Tasya Kartaram Apimam Vidya Akartaram Avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Bhagavad Gita 4:13. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. So Prabhupada touches all these points, we have a differentiation living with other entities, other living animals, animalistic way of life and human life. Animals have any, distinction, right? So especially if you take that example of, the propensity of the sex. In animals, there is no discrimination, but in the human life, there is a system of marriage, there's a license to Prabhupada license to have sex within the marriage. So the four regulative principles: impure life, sinful life, impure life. Prabhupada writes, impure life. How can we become pure? How can we become pure devotees of Supreme Lord? Unless we follow unless we strictly follow, regulative principles are we have to follow strictly. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. So dharma, right? What is the dharma? Satyam, Saucham, Daya. Satyam, Saucham, Daya, Tapa. So truthfulness, Satyam, then Daya, compassionate, Saucham, cleanliness, Tapa, austerity. These are austerity actually. Four regulative principles. So, and Prabhupada, we have been given sufficient grains, fruits, milk, vegetable. We have to eat each regulative principle is explaining Srila Prabhupada. Despite meat eating. So whereas people who are eating meat are still, despite their meat eating, subject to many diseases and unhealthy conditions. Gambling agitates the mind. Gambling means, which is not, harnessed means of earning, which is not there. Somehow, stocks, something, no effort, nothing much effort, easy money, something like. So it agitates mind. And Prabhupada writes, Brahmanical qualities are required. So a devotee endowed with Brahmanical qualities and a devotee, when follow the path of, Bhakti Yoga, prerequisites, following for regulative principle and chant the holy names, automatically the Brahmanical qualities will be developed in the body of a devotee, right? Truthful, pure, tolerant, and simple, full of knowledge and faith in the God. Very simply explained, right? See, a Brahmana is one who is truthful, pure, tolerant, and simple, full of knowledge and faith in the God. He can control his mind and his senses also. That's possible when we follow strictly on the path of bhakti. And in the division, the society also so nicely, Krishna has created all this. Chaturvarnyam maya system. Chaturvarnam. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana like teachers, teaching profession. Kshatriya, administrators, rulers. Vaishyas, businessmen or farmers. And Shudra, laborers, who supports all these three. One has to function in harmony with one another. Human beings functioning in harmony with one another. According to the three modes of material nature, right? Brahmanas, Brahmanas situated in the mode of goodness. Kshatriyas, mode of passion and mode of passion. And the Vaishyas, mode of passion as well as mode of ignorance. And Shudras, mode of ignorance. So it's the state of nature, the qualities of a person that can. So these are the divisions so nicely created to help each other. Right? It's not artificial, it's a natural. These 4 divisions of many humans are natural, not artificial, because in the material world, everything is operating under the influence of the material modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Right? So Krishna only created that system. Yeah. So, yeah, Sunil Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Now, probably somebody else can read.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Yes, Prabhu. Again, Samyukta Mata, please read.
Yes, Prabhuji. These 4 divisions of men in human society are natural, not artificial, because in the material world, everything is operating under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. As long as we are in the material world, it is not possible to classify everyone in the same category, because each and every person is working under the influence of the modes of material nature. However, when we transcend the material plane, there is oneness. At that time, all the divisions fall apart. The question is, therefore, how to transcend the modes of material nature. At the transcendence is the very process of Krishna consciousness. As soon as we become situated in Krishna consciousness, we become transcendental to the modes of material nature. मां च यो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Thus, one who is engaged in Krishna conscious activity is at once elevated to the transcendental position. By nature, we are not matter, but Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. The philosophy of Shankaracharya is mainly based on the principle that we should not think that we are products of this material nature. It is by some unfortunate accident that we are in contact with material nature. Actually, our nature is that our nature is that of spirit Brahman, and that nature has to be invoked. This material life is a diseased condition. When we are situated in Brahman, we are in our healthy condition. That healthy Brahman condition is immediately attained as soon as we engage ourselves 100% in Krishna consciousness. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, continue.
Yes, Prabhuji. When we transcend the material nature through the rendering of service unto Krishna, what is our status? Do we become zero? Some philosophies maintain that after liberation from material life, after the nirvana of this material body, we become zero, void. That is a dangerous theory. By nature, the living entity is not attracted to zero. We may deceased and suffering from so many elements. But if our doctor comes and says, let me finish your ailments by killing you, we will immediately say, no, better let me suffer from the disease. We do not want to be killed just to end our miseries. Thus, the theory that after material life there is void is not at all attractive, nor is it a fact. We are Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, and part and parcel of the Supreme. The Supreme Lord is Satchidananda Vigraha, and we are qualitatively one with Him. Although very small, a drop of sea water is as salty as the sea. And although we are but spiritual atoms, we have the same properties as the Supreme Spirit whole. There is no question of being void, for as living entities, our spiritual properties are all there in infinite variegatedness. If, however, out of the frustration of material existence, we commit suicide, we do not end our miseries, we simply create other miseries. If one attempts suicide but does not succeed or is somehow revived, he is subject to being punished under state law. Similarly, the laws of nature treat suicides as criminal acts. We are to end this material life only after finding out the true blissful life of eternity. We should not simply be trying to end the miseries of this life simply out of frustration, but we should engage ourselves in activities that will raise us to spiritual life. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
So, how to transcend the modes? That's where it started. So, if we see, so Amcheva Vicharena, Bhakti Yogena Sevate, Sagunan Samatitaitan, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Every living entity working under the modes of material nature. Every living entity working under the material modes of nature. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So that is where, according to our mode, different karmas, activities are created. Okay. So if you understand this, 4 divisions of men in human society are natural but artificial. Now it's natural, not artificial, because in the material world everything is operating under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature. That's where these various activities are created. As long as we are in the material world, it is not possible to classify everyone in the same category, because each and every person is working under the influence of the somebody in mode of goodness, somebody in mode of passion, somebody in mode of goodness, ignorance, like that. However, when we transcend the material plane, there is oneness. How can we understand oneness? Oneness in quality. If we become situated in the platform of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service, that's a pure goodness beyond the 3 modes. Mamchyo Vicharena, Bhakti Yogena Sevate. So beyond the 3 modes, Bhakti Yoga situated beyond the 3 modes, Shuddha Sattva platform. So when we working under the Shuddha Sattva platform, oneness, that means we, as the soul propensity, the soul properties are Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, right? Sat Chit Ananda. So that transcendence is the very process of Krishna consciousness. As soon as we become situated in Krishna consciousness, we become transcendental to the modes of material nature. Bhakti Yoga is nothing but Krishna consciousness. Always think about Krishna, never forgets him. So when we do Bhakti Yoga activities, we are situated beyond the 3 modes. And those 3 modes won't touch. So that is the logic behind. Those 3 modes won't touch when we situate in the Bhakti Yoga platform. Because the other modes, that's where Sakarma, Vikarma activities are created. When we situate in the pure goodness, there is no question of karma. All the activities, blissful activities, akarmic activities, not binding us. It won't bind us. It's called akarma. So one who engages in full devotion service, one does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature, thus comes to the level of Brahman. We have to situate in the Brahman level. Brahman is a multiple meanings. Okay, we have to be situated on the Brahman platform. What is that Brahman platform? Situated in the devotional life, situated in the all Krishna consciousness, practicing Krishna consciousness. Thus, one who is engaged in the Krishna conscious activity at once elevated to the transcendental position. By nature, we are not matter, but Brahman, right? See, when we do devotional activities, we are working on the soul platform. Prabhupada writes this. Srila Prabhupada writes this. We are working on the soul platform. So, Vedanta Sutra talks about this. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. I am spirit soul. I am not this body. Think about it, right? This body is changing. 6 changes, you all know. Body is changing, but soul is witnessing. Soul is witnessing all these changes, right? Soul is witnessing all these 6 changes of the body. That's where when we take up the Bhakti Yoga, we are working on the soul platform. No changeable, actually. We don't need to change any body. That's where we get the eternal body, if we sincerely follow the path. Right? So when we transcend material nature through the rendering service to Krishna, what is our status? Do we become zero? There is a philosophy. We recite Prabhupada Pranati, right? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarine. We travel the Western countries, to preach the personal form of Krishna, personalist. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi. We are not impersonalism, voidism, zeroism. Some philosophy maintain that after liberation from material life, after nirvana of this material body, after gone, this material body gone, we become zero. There is a philosophy. Become zero or void. That is a dangerous theory, Prabhupada writes. Dangerous, impersonal. By nature, the living entity is not attracted to zero. We may be diseased and suffering from so many ailments, but if our doctor comes and say, let me finish your ailments by killing you, we immediately say, no. Better let me suffer from this disease. We do not want to be killed just to end our miseries. Thus, the theory that after material life there is a void, not at all attractive, nor it is a fact. And Prabhupada established the Satchidananda Vigraha. And we are part and parcel of Supreme. So, we always have activity. We always having activity. Soul is never constant. Soul never becomes zero. Soul never becomes impersonal. Soul is a person. And a person having activity. A person having a reciprocation with the Supreme Soul. Right? So, eternal, blissful and full of knowledge and part and parcel of the Supreme. We are qualitatively one with Krishna, but quantitatively different. How can we understand? Within our body, soul is there. That is quality. Quality-wise, whatever super soul having, we also having. Satchidananda, eternality, blissful, knowledgeable, quality. Quantitatively, we are different from Krishna. Krishna is situated in all the bodies. Quantitatively, qualitatively one. Is within us. But we are not in them. Right? But Krishna, only Krishna in them. Quantitatively, we are different from Krishna. Qualitatively, we are same. Our qualities, tree qualities, the tree soul quality, fish quality, lion's living entity. The living entity, basically living entity. Living entity, transmigration from one body to another body, 8,400,000 species. But the soul's nature is Satchidananda Vigraha, part and parcel of Supreme Lord. The conditions are different, no? Animal conditions, insect condition, right? Birds condition, human condition. So that's the thing. So although very small, Prabhupada given a nice analogy, see, although very small, a drop of sea water is as salty as the sea. The drop of the sea is a salty sea water. But it's a quantity wise, it's big. Quality wise, same propensity. The drop is same, the ocean also same. In all the living entities, the soul's nature is Satchidananda Vigraha. That's where a pure devotee respects all the things. All the living entities, trees, birds, everything in Krishna's creation, he loves. That is the stage. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastane, Sunike cha, Swapake cha, Pandita Samadarshina. Samadarshini. You get the Samadarshi. Only devotee can that. A devotee can achieve that. Samadarshi. He can treat animal, he can treat plant, he can treat anything in the same. Because spiritual body is there, soul is there. So thing. So Prabhupada writes about the suicide. Actually, whoever not take up the understanding the seriousness of human life is committing their Atmaha, spirit soul. Atmaha means committing suicide. We simply create other miseries. If one attempts suicide but does not succeed or is somehow revived, he is subject to being punished under the state law. Right? Right now in the material world, if somebody commits suicide, they put them into jail. Why? What is the problem? And they give some remedies. I mean, some methods of come out of the situation like that. It's a punished law under the laws. Similarly, the laws of material nature treats suicides as criminal acts. We are to end this material life only after finding out the true blissful life of eternity. We have to live naturally. We have to die naturally. Actually, Krishna consciousness path leads us to die happily. Yes. Many times I have said this. One of the Guru Maharaj, not recently, 20, 15 years back, what is his name? Swarup Damodar Maharaj is a scientist devotee. Prabhupada has given an activity to spread the Vedic knowledge to scientific community. He's a scientist. So that Maharaj, I see that picture. I still remember. It's long back, 10, 15, 12 years back. I've seen that picture. Still, always remember. In his death, in his body, in his death body, his face is glowing. Laugh. I see the happiness in the smile, happiness in his face. Happily, he left his body because he's a completely Krishna conscious devotee, Krishnaist. All of his activities engaged in service of the Lord. So devotees, no need to worry at the time of death. We just have to remember Krishna. How can we do that? By regularly practicing the Bhakti Yoga, right? Not away from, process. Always engaged in the service. Always be in association with devotees, so that our spiritual life becomes blissful, right? Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. Can anybody feel that? Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha hoy.
Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy.
Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. We need association. Why association? It gives inspiration. By inspiration to practice nicely. It's a mutual one linking. So it's a linking thing. Association of the devotees. We have to always look for wherever we are association with the devotees. Otherwise, we cannot practice them. Single I'll sit. It's not possible. Of course, these days, multiple things there. Internet is there, technology is there. We can connect with the lecture. We can connect with the devotees in the Zoom calls. We can take association virtually, because we can associate like that. That is also possible. But better, physical association makes a lot of difference. We meet devotees. We exchange, talk Krishna. We discuss about Krishna. What is there? What is there in the satsang? Association with the devotees. What we discussed. KKP. I usually say KKP. Can anybody try to do that? Can I try to fill? What is the full forms of KKP? Sapan Prabhu? In the association of the devotees, what we do? These three things we do. KKP.
Kirtan, Prabhu. One is Kirtan. Other is knowledge.
Okay. Knowledge, but there is no another K.
You said KKP, right?
Okay. No, you said knowledge. Okay. Katha. Kirtan means, okay. Yeah. Kirtan means that's there. Knowledge. We say Katha. Katha, that is already knowledge, of course. We can say Katha, Kirtan, Katha, then what is P? Haribol. You tell me now, Prabhu, Sapan Prabhu.
నాకు వినపడలేదు ప్రభుజీ.
Prasadam.
Okay.
Kirtan, Katha, Prasadam. That's it. Kirtan glorifying Supreme Lord. Katha glorifying Supreme Lord. Prasadam also glorifying Supreme Lord. How? Is mercy. Through mercy, we are experiencing the bliss. Taking Prasadam, honoring Prasadam. Right? That's it. Yeah. So now let us continue some more paragraphs, and another 10 minutes we can wrap up. Okay. So Sunil Babu, would you be able to read?
Prabhuji, Ramreddy Prabhuji wants to read, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. The four divisions of human society were created by Sri Krishna in order to facilitate this process of elevation. Just as a student is elevated from a lower class to a postgraduate class, the divisions of labor, Chaturvarnyam, are created to elevate us from the lowest stages of consciousness to the highest stage of Krishna consciousness. This process is a process of cooperation. In the human body, the most important part is the head, then the arms, the belly, and the legs. Although the head is considered to be the most important part, there is no question of neglecting the legs or any other part.
Similarly, in the divisions of human society, no one division is important to the exclusion of the others. Of these divisions, the Brahmanas are considered to be the intellectual class, the class of teachers. The Kshatriyas are the administrative and military class. The Vaishyas are the mercantile and agriculture class. And the Sudras are the common laborer class. In a properly run society, all of these classes are required. If they cooperate in their progress toward Krishna consciousness, there is no strife amongst them. In the present social status, we find that we are existing in these four divisions, but there is no cooperation. Everyone is dissatisfied. Today, there is great strife between the capitalist class and laborer class because between them there is no compromise. There is only friction. All this strife amongst the classes is due to lack of Krishna consciousness. Indeed, there is not even a possibility of cooperation unless there is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is absolutely essential for harmonizing all facets of human society. Regardless of what class we belong to, if we cooperate in Krishna consciousness, there will be peace in the world. Shall I continue, Prabhu?
Continue, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thus, Krishna consciousness is the utmost necessity for all divisions of society. Every chapter and every conclusion of Bhagavad Gita aim toward Krishna consciousness. Sri Krishna, who is speaking Bhagavad Gita, is always stressing devotion to his personal self. Manmanabhava matbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. Always think of me and become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Bhagavad Gita 18.64. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, we find this word mam stressed. Mam means unto me, meaning unto Krishna. But there are many miscreants who are interpreting this mam to mean everyone. When I say, bring me a glass of water, does it mean that I want you to bring everyone a glass of water? The individuality is there, but by jugglery of words, they interpret me or I to mean everyone. Consequently, when Krishna says I, the miscreants identify this I with themselves. This is a gross misinterpretation. Although Bhagavad Gita is very popular in the world, due to this misinterpretation by mundane scholars, it has not been properly understood.
Thank you, Prabhuji. One point I just want to share here. So that those divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, just like in our body, head is treated as, of course, head is important, hands are important, belly is important, legs are important. All the parts of the body, it has to cooperate each other. So head is treated, an example is head is just like Brahmana class, hands are Kshatriya, belly is Vaishya, and legs are Shudras. Every part of the body is very essential and needed. Likewise, society also, Krishna created that. All these various varnas, Chatur Varnam, are very important to run society peacefully. Right? So, that is the thing. That is a social order. Social order and spiritual order also there. What is the spiritual order? Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. Social order is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. To run society properly. This is created and it is applicable for any place in his creation. Right? So in India, we have this reservation system. It's not supported by Bhagavad Gita. These are all concocted version of, the human beings, political leaders, basically. No, what is the reservation? What is the SC, ST, BC, OBC? No? This is the concocted thing. That way, a person in a higher category, they won't get the seat in the college, for example, because of these reservations. Reservation, there are no reservations in the Vedic literature. The reservation is Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. And it has to run the society properly. So human society, regardless of what class we belong to, if we cooperate in Krishna consciousness, there will be peace in the world. So those varnas to elevate us to practice Krishna consciousness. And that Krishna consciousness, Krishna himself says, Manmanabha Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mami Vaisi Satyamte Pratijane Priyosime. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer homage, your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. 18th chapter, 65th verse. So wonderfully Krishna explained. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me. And he is giving promise because thus you will come to me. By doing so, we will come to Krishna. Krishna consciousness is nothing. This is the definition of Krishna consciousness is this one. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So Krishna is giving that mom, there's impulse list. Mayavadis understand mom means I. I includes my everything, everyone. That's not proper understanding. Me or I to mean everyone. Consequently, when Krishna says I, the miscreants is nothing but Mayavadis. Identify this I with themselves. This is a gross misinterpretation. Although Bhagavad Gita is very popular in the world, due to this misinterpretation by mundane scholar, it has been properly, it has not been properly understood. That's where we have to understand Bhagavad Gita in a proper disciplic succession. In the proper disciplic succession. Right? Then only the knowledge is perfect. Prabhupada writes Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita.
As it is, bro.
As it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Without any selfish motive or any interpretations, any concocted theories, any selfish motive, basically. World jugglery, no. Just simple words. Prabhupada words are very simple, easy to understand actually. Very pretty straightforward and come to the directly from whatever Krishna has spoken on the Bhagavad Gita, spoken on the battlefield, Arjuna, this conversation, same through the disciplic succession. We have 4 sampradayas, we all know, right? Brahma Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, and what is the other one? Brahma and Rudra Sampradaya. 4 sampradayas there. All the 4 sampradayas concluded that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We have to understand that. So Bhagavad Gita is the torchlight of knowledge for humankind. It's a manual for mankind. It's a manual for mankind. Yes, everything is there. And this knowledge is perfect. And this knowledge is eternal. Knowledge is perfect as well as knowledge is eternal also. It never changes. That's where we always have to spend a lot of time. We have to understand so nicely in the scripture. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Along with, we have, of course, different duties, spiritual, family responsibilities, and professional responsibilities. Along with, we have spiritual responsibility also. We have to work on the soul platform. We have to understand our knowledge from the scriptures, human form of life. That's why by regularly reading Srila Prabhupada books, we are in the constant association with Krishna and in the mode of Krishna consciousness, in the serving. We are serving Krishna actually. We are serving Srila Prabhupada by reading his books. So we are talking about Krishna only, right? Why this is written by Srila Prabhupada books. How many verses he taken from Bhagavad Gita? We are associating with Krishna. We are associating with Srila Prabhupada by reading his books. We are in Krishna consciousness. This is Krishna consciousness. So this is what the ultimate teachings that helps us. So we'll stop here actually, 8:05. You all have different responsibilities. Of course, our call is 1.5 hours. Today, since Ekadashi, we did 2 rounds of japa. That's very good thing. Whenever we get Ekadashi, we do that. Two rounds of japa. Let us do. So I wish and pray again for all of you. Practice nicely in the path of bhakti. there is success guaranteed. It's a Ekadashi name is Vijaya Ekadashi. There is success guaranteed in the path of bhakti. Of course, we have material life. Material life also we get the material success. But what is the ultimate success? Can anybody say what is the ultimate success?
Back home to Godhead.
So, yeah, that is the ultimate success. We don't need to take any body. Ultimate success is going back to Godhead. How can we do that? Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glorifying Krishna, either through chanting, either through hearing, either through reading, either through discussing. Param Vijayate, fill in the blanks. Param Vijayate. Mataji, Sunil Prabhu, Swapna Mataji, Samyukta Mataji, Ram Reddy Prabhu, Sapan Prabhu. Param Vijayate. There is a song actually. This is there in the Sikshastakam prayer, first verse only. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Right? Krishna consciousness is, what is the Krishna consciousness? Glorifying Krishna in these activities. Prahlad Maharaj said one teaching. We frequently recite that. Can anybody know the verse? Hare Krishna.
Hari Prabhu,
Prahlad Maharaj's teachings. One verse is that is in the Bhagavatam. Yes, Sarvopa, not Sarvopadi. Bhagavatam one verse. What is that? Ahaituki apradhyate yatma.
Yeah.
That is different one. What is that? I forgot the first line. Savai Pumsa, yes. Savai Pumso parodhamo yato bhakti rabdokshaje. Ahaituki apradhyate yatma suprasidati. That bhakti, uninterrupted, unmotivated service to Supreme Lord. Uninterrupted, no interruptions. We don't need to take breaks. We always remember Krishna, chant his holy names, remembering, hearing, chanting. That is there. And uninterrupted and unmotivated. No motivation, no selfish desires. Only desire to serve Krishna. That's one thing. There is one verse, Prabhu, from Prahlad Maharaj's teachings that talks about the complete bhakti yoga. So yeah, we can give that definition. Bhakti yoga. Prahlad Maharaj prayer, 7th canto. Many times we quote this verse, Prabhu, and this is the definition of Krishna consciousness. We can say Krishna consciousness, right? Krishna consciousness through how can we do that? Okay, I'll give a hint. It starts with Shravanam.
Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Yeah.
Vishnu Smaranam.
Yes, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. So that is what Krishna consciousness is all about. Our consciousness placing in these 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. Complete surrender. So that's what it is. On this Ekadashi, I am wishing for all of you nicely progressing in the path of pure devotional service. Prabhupada writes, pure devotional service. He didn't put only devotion. Devotion with activity. Devotion with service. Pure devotion. And it is pure. It is going to clear the contaminations of our life, our mind, our activities. Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to spend time with all of you every other weekday. Let us connect on Monday again. Wish you all a very happy Krishna conscious weekend. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitan pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Reading ki jai. Jai. Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much. See you all on Monday. Always, we got the weekends. Utilize nicely, wherever you are in. Go to satsangs, I think this weekend our group is doing Rudra Gita at Subbarao Prabhuji's place. I'm missing all of these, all the association with all of you. Sooner than later, definitely I'll associate again. So please be associated with devotee. That is the only hope. That is the only mutual inspiration we get. And read Rudra Gita. I mean, Shivaratri, right? Tomorrow Shivaratri, correct, right? In India?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Tomorrow only, right? Okay. Yeah, please attend that program and read Rudra Gita. It's in the fourth canto, 24th chapter, from 33 to 68 verses. From 33 verses to 68 verses. Glorifying Shiva is glorifying Supreme Lord. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Is a great Parama Vaishnava devotee. So the best devotee of Krishna.
Prabhu, fourth canto, which chapter, Prabhu?
24.
Fourth canto, 24th chapter. Okay, Prabhu.
Fourth chapter, 24. Fourth canto, 24th chapter, 33 to 68 verses.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I'll share to Mataji. Okay, I'll share it to you. I think I have your number also. No, 1 second. I'm sharing it. You can read before the class. You can have some overview. You got the message, Prabhu? I just sent.
Yeah, very good.
SB 4.24 33 to 68. Okay. Yeah. Before going for satsang, you can read. And in the satsang, anyway, Lilam Prabhu is going to discuss nicely. You all can experience. Please attend. Thank you so much again.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you for
They
the
always
Prabhu.
happy. They always in happy path of Krishna consciousness. It's a happy path, isn't it? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Have
Krishna.
a good weekend. Bye. Take care. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for temple darshan, Prabhu. Your background also is nice.
Here, wonderful Bengali Gaudiya Vaishnavis living in this home.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Their home named Gaurnita Kutir. So Sudanya Prabhu, these couple serving so nicely. I am staying in their home. I cannot stay outside, Prabhu. That is the problem. Krishna arranged so nicely with the Prabhupada mercy, actually. Wherever we are, we have nice devotees. And in my life, I experienced that. The remote place called Florida, there is a place called Milton, Florida. No devotees. Somehow I got the devotees connection. How? I was driving, and that one Mataji driving in the car, and his car outside, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is there. I was following that car, and somehow God hold that Mataji, and slowly started explored. That's it. We got the association of the devotees in that place also. So I'm staying in this home since last few months, Prabhuji, Mataji. So nicely, my Krishna consciousness is nicely taken care here, and I'm still working on my, personally this one green card related thing. So let us see. I'll definitely I'll come back and associate with all of you. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavad pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
कृपा सिंधु देव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि।